Welcome to another episode of the Bama Beat. I'm your host KJ. Tomorrow we will be a week away from A-Day, a traditional A-Day. Offense versus defense. We get to see Kalen Russell, Austin Mack. We get to see the new offensive line, all that stuff. And Kalen Deboer talked about the scrimmage they had today, and I love the fact that he got out there and was real honest. He's talking about the quarterback battle. He said Kalen Russell, Austin Mack, it wasn't their sharpest practice, and I'm cool with that because I feel like a lot of fans think that whoever they pulling for, whether it's Austin Mack or Kalen Russell, they just out there going crazy, everything working, and that's gonna be the starting quarterback, whatever. I know it's going to at least take into the late summer, early fall. And like I said before the spring started, that I don't think we're going to know who the starting quarterback is until a couple weeks before the first game, and that's how it should be. You got two guys that are very talented, and Austin Mack, who's been in the system, and he's still very young. You got Kalen Russell, who they believe his talent, his ceiling is so high, and when he lock in, he might be one of the best as far as talent wise. We just gotta see how it works. And now, Kalen Deboer and Ryan Grubb, after spring, they gonna know who leading the pack and who's the number one guy if they had to start tomorrow, but we not gonna know that. Even when we go to A-Day next week, we not fully gonna know. Of course, we gonna see Kalen Russell, Austin Mack, and we gonna say this guy was better or this guy looked worse, and they both played the same. Whatever the case may be, we won't know because a lot can happen from spring to the summer. They might get, Ryan Grubb might say, "Hey, Kalen Russell, we need you to be better at this," and then he go out there and get better at it throughout the rest of the spring and going into the summer. And he might be better than he was in the spring. So, like I said, it's just so much that goes into the quarterback battle that I'm not even out there to look trying to dissect who the guy gonna be next week. Now, if you out there A-Day next week, make sure y'all pull up on me. I don't know exactly where I'll be. I'll be walking around. I'll be out there early. I'm getting content for TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. So make sure y'all pull up and we can take pictures or whatever. But I know it's a lot of people in my DMs asking me, am I going? I will be at A-Day. I will be there. So make sure y'all pull up. Now, regarding the quarterback battle, I don't know who's ahead. Like I told y'all before spring started, I would say Austin Mack. I don't have a dog in this race. I just hope it's the best guy get the job, the best guy. And I hope they both fight until the very end, and then the coach is going to make their hard decision, and we'll go from there. Now, next week, I can't wait to see who take command of the offense, who look better, things like that. But like I said, the quarterback battle going to go way further than the damn spring. Now, when it comes to the offensive line, I don't expect them to be perfect next week. But I do expect them to have some intensity that we didn't have last year. You got Adrian Clem on his first interview. I felt great after hearing that when he talked about the intangibles, the want to. You can have a guy that got all the size and all that, but he don't want it. He don't want it. He don't want it bad enough. So I hope everybody we got out there, starters, backups, they want it. And if you don't want it, you won't see the field. I want to see Daniel Hill, who squat 800 some damn pounds, to be able to have a hole to where he can drag the linebacker and the safety and the cornerback with him for a down touchdown. I want to see explosive plays. We had very little, if any, explosive plays as a running game. Terrible. It was terrible last year. So those are the things I want to see. Effort. Push your guy down the field. Don't get pushed in the backfield. Don't miss your assignment. Give your all-out effort. That's what I want to see from them. Now, you got EJ, the freshman coming in. He reclassified, still a 5-star when he came out. He probably won't be out there to start for A-Day because he hasn't been playing. Well, he haven't been practicing over the last week. I think he got a soft tissue thing. And when it comes to spring, they not going to play anybody that got any soft tissue or lingering things because it's spring. I really wanted to see him, but he probably won't be out there. So I'm ready to see A.K. Deere, Kevin Riley, Daniel Hill, and all the running backs. So, we get some type of feeling of what it's going to look like when the fall get here. Now, when it comes to the receivers and tight ends, I'm very excited to see Caleb Edwards, Marshall Pritchard, Ford, the transfer, to see what the tight end room looked like without Josh Cuevas, because I believe Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchard, they can catch the ball and, be good right there. But I know for a fact, Ford, he got the long red hair. Kalen Deboer said that Bray Hubbard shouted him out today because of how aggressive he is in the run game, blocking when it's time to block somebody, he's not afraid of anybody, and he gonna hit you. We all had a teammate in high school that they just had brute strength. They had the strength, and you never wanted to be the guy on the other side when they coming at you. Like, when people be on scout team and you the number one guy, and they be like, man, no, I don't want to go against forward, man. That's the type of guy we need out there in the running game to help with the offensive line. So I really want to see, Marshall Pritchard and Edwards. And then when it comes to receivers, Ryan Williams, we saw what he did the first scrimmage. 3 touchdowns. He catching all these passes. We saw the video. I reacted to it. We saw Cedarian Morgan in a lot of these clips. We seen Noah Rogers in these clips. I can't wait to see Derek Meadows in year 2. Lazia Brooks in year 2. I think we're going to have a very good receiver room. Very good. So I can't wait to see those guys. Now, defensive line, we done, revamped. And we got some old faces there, but, Tim Keenan leaving and things like that. Deontay Lawson gone, but we got Bray Hubbard. We got, Keon Sabb still in the building. We have so many young players that we are going to be able to fit in on third down, maybe second down, passing downs. When you think a team going to run the ball on first down, I think we're going to have a lot of good players. I can't wait to see, the players that we got out there and just see the Xavier Griffin and, Red Morgan, Drake Kirkpatrick. These are guys I can just name. QB Reese. Tompkins from, USC. I can't wait to see him. So, like I said, I think the defense is going to be amazing again this year. I think we will have the best DB room in the country. We have so many names. Now, like I said, they got to go out there and prove it. So, I can't wait to see those guys on A-Day as well. But I feel like Kalen Deboer, Ryan Grubb, and everybody, it's a different mindset this year. This is year 3. This is going to be the first time your fans get to see this team in year 3. First time we get to see Keelan Russell, Austin Mack. This is going to be your quarterback, Kalen Deboer. This is going to be your quarterback. Not a Nick Saban recruit, not a guy Nick Saban brought in, but a guy that you had a part in bringing in. So that's why I think this quarterback battle going to go all the way into the fall. I can't wait to see the offensive line and how they, mesh well together and how they pushing guys down the field. I can't wait to see Daniel Hill, a little bit slimmer, a little bit quicker, faster. He said it in, after the practice when he was interviewing with the media. I can't wait to see, A.K. Deere, Kevin Riley, how we use those guys as far as the pass game. I can't wait to see the new wrinkles, man. I do believe what people think about Alabama is not right. I don't think people believe in Kalen Deboer. Our own fans don't believe in Kalen Deboer. They truly don't, and it's a lot of them. And y'all know I go at them all the time, but that's how they feel. I can't be mad at them for having an opinion, but I also want them to know that it's not as bad as you think. We could easily be Auburn. It's easy. It's pretty easy to be trash. It's hard to be good. It's very hard to be good, especially after you lost Nick Saban. But it's Alabama. But people was telling us with Nick Saban gone, there is no Alabama. There's no reason to think about Alabama. Then when Alabama's good, well, Nick Saban's still around. So that maybe, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Kalen Deboer coming out and saying, I want to be at Alabama for a while, knowing the criticism he get from the fans, knowing the criticism he get from the media, every time a job open to happen, his name get brought up. And he said he wasn't naive to, the Michigan rumors, but he wasn't going to talk with them knowing that he got a team that's fighting for a championship. He never spoke to him. And as a fan of Alabama, a fan of Kalen Deboer and what he's building at Alabama, we should be proud of that. So we're going to go into A-Day next week. I hope we all have fun. I hope we all see each other, have a great day. And we get to watch a great, scrimmage between the offense and the defense. Get to see some of the new players. Get to talk about the quarterback battle. Get to talk about, the defensive line, the linebackers, QB Reese and, Luke and guys like that. I can't wait to see it. Caleb. They even talk about the players that's wearing the green dot. Those 3 players I named, they rotating, having the green dot. Listening to Kane Womack give out, the defense, and they telling it to the whole team, the leaders of the team, the John Lee, Xavier Brown. I cannot wait to see these guys next week. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling, man. I'm telling y'all, I do think this is going to be a very big year for Alabama. Even though people feel like 8.5 wins over under, they not believing, they not, seeing the vision. I see the vision. Like I said, last year, people thought after the Florida State loss, we was done. It was fans thought we was done. We going back to the old days before Nick Saban, and like they thought we was done. And I feel like Kalen Deboer out there really saying what he got to say now. We just went into the portal and got players that cost cheaper than the players we had before that, and they better. That's how you feel. We got players that's better and cheaper, and we're going into year 3. So I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to see y'all next week, man. Like I said, we getting pretty good updates about spring. I'm glad that Kalen Deboer is being very honest. I'm glad there's not many people going out there just saying the most craziest things like, man, Keelan Russell #1, Austin Mack #1, and everybody running with it. I'm glad the media doing a good job of just dissecting certain things and not making it seem like we just so great right here, things like that. I just love the vibe. I love the vibe right now with this team. So I'll see y'all next week, man. Roll Tide. See y'all soon.